Well, welcome back, everyone, to Women of Insurance. This space, in this space, we are amplifying women's voices, elevating leadership, and we just have honest conversations about building businesses that truly support the life that you want. My name is Ezra.
Hi, and I'm Tiffany. Whether you're joining us live or catching the replay, we are so grateful to have you here with us tonight.
And this community keeps growing because women are craving deeper conversations, besides all our trainings and stuff. So it's not just about success, but about purpose, about alignment, and the impact that we're making through our work. Our guest tonight, super excited for this one. It's been a long time coming, but I'm an admirer. Okay. Like this person I look up to. I've just seen her do the hard work, stick to it. And her name is Veronica Hernandez. And she has over 10 years of experience in healthcare and is a faith driven financial professional who's deeply committed to protecting families and helping them build lasting legacies. She brings compassion, she brings client centered approach to every relationship that she builds, and she meets with individuals and families and businesses with care, clarity, and respect.
Veronica, as a single mother of three, her mission goes far beyond policies and numbers. She is passionate about education, preparation, and empowering families to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. So please help us welcome Miss Veronica Hernandez. Boop, 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 boop.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm honored to be here and was asked to, be speaking today. So a little bit about me, my journey in healthcare and with insurance. It started back in 2015. I was pretty much a single mom at that point, looking for a different career. And so I was with the Dental Society already for 10 years. It was like a nonprofit organization. I was looking to like grow as well as create more income for my family. So I went to a job fair. And then actually, that's where I found both Kaiser and the insurance industry. I went up to a table and they basically were like, yeah, this is the insurance industry. They invited me to a meeting. I had no idea what it was. I've heard of life insurance, but never knew really anything about it. At that point, I didn't have any for my family.
Mm,
So I went to the meeting and wow, I was just like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I really need to do this. Coming from an immigrant father from Guatemala, I learned the part of like how it can be retirement. And my dad, he came here, made a business for himself, but never was taught anything about financial literacy.
mm,
So had no retirement, right? And I was like, yeah, we can't keep this generational, like, not this generation going without any financial literacy going on here. So it became more of like a mission for me. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to protect my family, protect my kids, got everybody policies. And that was back in like 2015. So I definitely, saw the vision and the value of having, the cash value life insurance policies and was with that current, IMO for a couple years. It was kind of rough times for me though, because again, I was a single mom. My kids were way younger. They were like, my youngest
mm,
was 16. And then I had a probably 10-year-old and then a 6-year-old, I believe, at the time. So
mm,
it was pretty busy, And then I did get the job with Kaiser too. So I was just doing both jobs at the same time, going to meetings as much as I could. I finally went on to like a brokerage, learned a lot there, and then fell into where I currently am now. And I'd say in the last 3 years, in the very beginning of the insurance industry for me, was mainly just protecting my family and my friends. I never really, first of all, I didn't have the time because my kids were a lot younger, and I was just trying to provide, make ends meet, provide for them. So the last 3 years, I would really say is when I was like, okay, I want to really do get more time, freedom. Eventually, I still am in healthcare, at Kaiser, and I don't want to be doing a 9 to 5 the rest of my life. So this is where I'm like, okay, so how can I really build a business? So now I have some agents under me. Now I'm actually becoming that leader, mentoring them. It's this business has helped me grow so much, like for myself, as far as like leadership, more confidence, faith, and just like seeing where I'll be at in like 5 years has really helped me. I'd say keep going in this business as well.
Mm,
And then I want to help my agents get there. It's nothing more fulfilling than to help another person be successful. And I would say too that, I am with Kaiser still, and I'm in palliative care, which is more like end of life. So seeing like 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, get cancer, and then they're, the nurses are having these conversations with them, and like I hear all the stories, like I'm just like, and then I'm sure they're unprepared, their families are devastated. They have to have these end of life conversations. So it just makes me more on a mission too to help these families. So at least say you did get sick, you don't have to worry about the financial part, right? You can hopefully um, heal and get the treatment you need, like in peace.
mm.
So that just it's crazy because like where I'm at with Kaiser with the end of life stuff, it's like goes hand in hand, to where I am right now in the business. So that's a little bit about my journey so far with healthcare and my insurance.
Nice. So, it seems like your experience in healthcare really shaped the way you serve families today in the insurance industry. And it's so crazy how you transitioned over and you have a span of 10 years. And so your transition, as even though like 10 years is a long time, but it seemed like you just went with the flow and was just guided. Um, so let's see here. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a
Veronica,
journey.
yeah, you see people during some of their most vulnerable moments, in healthcare and palliative care. How did that exposure change the way you think about preparation, protection, and planning ahead?
Yeah, I would say, watching families navigate emergencies with no plan was like really heartbreaking. As well as I can say like personal things that have occurred. Like in 4 years ago, my son's godfather was murdered.
oh,
And so that was like a really hard time. He had 4 kids, which is like my best friend is my son's godmother, and they're divorced, but they had to, create a GoFundMe. Like it was obviously not planned, right? It was just sudden. So seeing that GoFundMe, and luckily, they did raise a good amount of money, but I saw the stress and the chaos in that time. And instead, like they had to worry about finances on top of grieving their
mm,
dad that just passed away. And they had, he has like teenage daughters, right? So that
mm,
was like, wow, that was like 4 years ago. So again, that's just like helping me on this mission to go out there and help more families. So it's more about, it's not about experiencing the worst. It's about loving your family enough to
mm,
remove the chaos from the hardest times. And that's what I try to, when I sit down with families, I try to like maybe tell a story so they can understand and maybe feel like how it could be if you're not prepared.
mm.
So just sharing like some personal like testimonies too with them.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Veronica. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank
Um,
you. Yeah.
and at what point did your work, you sound very, very passionate about life insurance and protection, but like at what point did your career stop feeling like a career, but more like a calling?
So I would say probably about the 4 years ago. Like I'm rooted in faith, and I was like, you know what? I'm not here to sell policies. Like I'm here to serve people.
Mm,
And so like being a servant for the Lord, like now I'm serving people, right? And that's just that's what I do now. So That's where I feel like it became more of a calling, and it was like more, that's my, I'm rooted in purpose for this now.
Hmm.
Um, and then it's creating a peace of mind for them at the end of the day. So, but I
Nice.
would really say like 4 years ago, probably after that incident occurred, like, hit my family is when I was like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely in the right space. Now I'm here to serve people. And all I can do is educate them. And at the end of the day, it's not selling, but I'm letting them know what's out there. And, hopefully they see it as more of a value to love their family and get the protection they need.
Nice. And so, for many families, talking about just insurance or coverage brings up a lot of fear or avoidance. It could be a cultural thing or just a societal thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, an example, I came from an immigrant family. So, how do you help people feel safe enough to have these conversations without having without riding on the emotion of fear and
Hmm.
also pressure, right?
Right. I would say, you meet with them empathy and compassion, and you let them know there's no pressure, there's no judgment. Like I'm not here to sell you anything. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here just to give you clarity and support. I'm really here just to educate you.
Mhm.
And I feel like when you show them that, they feel, they'll start trusting you and they feel safe, and then they'll really open up and start telling their story. And that's when like I feel like more guidance happens. It's not, I can help guide them to the best thing that they will need for their family. But it's really showing up with compassion and empathy. And yeah, just there's no pressure like at the end of the day.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. And Veronica, you sound very confident, when you are talking, because you've been in the industry, you've had so much experience. Now, when self-doubt and uncertainty come up, whether it's for clients or newer agents, what mindset shift helps bring clarity and confidence back into that room?
That's a good question. So I would say that clarity comes from like understanding. So if they understand, then there would be less fear.
Mm.
So for me, education is really big. I really like to educate and make sure they understand exactly what I'm trying to bring upon them and show them. Um, Also, when we focus like on facts, let me see. When we focus on facts, confidence naturally like shows up. Like
Mm.
it kind of overcomes that fear.
Hmm.
Um, so really it's yeah, education though too. I feel like a lot of education will bring clarity that they're looking for. And so
Hmm.
hopefully they won't be doubtful or uncertain on what's in front of them. And
Nice.
for myself, it's really yeah, basically yeah, no, that's it. Sorry, I'm like, no, yeah, I think that answers the question.
I like that. You stick to what you know.
Yeah,
You don't add any more than what you know, and you just have faith within yourself that you're going to be able to help these other people.
right.
And so I think that's a part of identity, and it's also a part of your legacy. And now it would be the topic about motherhood.
Yeah.
So, as a single mother of three, which you shared, how has motherhood shaped your view of legacy and responsibility?
Yeah. So I feel like motherhood's taught me that legacy isn't what we leave behind, it's what we're building every single day.
Mm,
It's emotional stability, showing up for your kids, showing them value, security, and not even just finances. It's them seeing what I do every single day, um, and providing that stability for them. That's going to be the legacy. And I feel like that's what's driving them now to be and become who they're becoming, who my kids are becoming. And like they're doing really well. And so I mean, I take some credit, right? Um, for what they're for what they're becoming. You know, my daughter's a nurse, my son's going into hopefully become a sheriff, and it's like wow, like I never would have thought that they would, be doing this. So, and then now my daughter, she shares what I do in helping families at her job.
Wow. Okay.
So, because it's so funny because in the beginning of, when I first started in the industry, obviously she was way younger, right? She's like, "What are
Yeah.
you doing? Like, this isn't a business. You're not, doing anything." But now she sees how passionate I am and that I'm really like, taking it serious, right? So now
Mhm.
she's actually sharing with all the other nurses. So,
That's
she's spreading the word and she brings some of her coworkers to me now. So obviously she knows she's building that, she knows she's trusting me to help
yeah.
her coworkers out. So which is amazing. So that's like my legacy, I feel like. At the end of the day, it's not about how much money you leave, it's more like what you're doing in the now.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
That's amazing.
amazing. Like you really have that ripple effect of like you working hard, you being that example for your children, you showing your daughter like, wow, I can help people, and she's bringing people back to have
Right.
you help them too. That's so beautiful.
She has bragging rights on you now.
She does. She's like, I need your business cards, mom.
My mama. You need to talk to my mama. What you got?
And I'm like, okay. Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
so
it's so cute.
That's beautiful.
And Veronica, so for the women and men listening who are balancing career, family, purpose, what is one reminder you want them to give themselves more often?
So I would definitely say give yourself grace because it's not easy and you won't do everything perfectly. And we're not meant to do everything perfectly. You do have to make mistakes in order to grow.
Hmm.
Also, just you can be committed without being perfect.
Mm.
Also, I would say leverage your mentors. That's what your mentors are there for. I know in the beginning, like this the last like 2.5 years when I started with my current agency, I leveraged my mentor for like 6 months before I felt confident. And to this day, I'll still leverage another one of my mentors for certain things. We're always learning, constantly learning. So yeah, I definitely leverage mentor, give yourself grace and stay committed and consistent because that's what it's going to show at the end of the day. You're going to reach your goals by staying committed and consistent. Just don't give up.
I
Don't
love
quit.
that. Don't
I
give
love
up.
that.
So many new agents struggle with confidence, rejection, and or imposter syndrome. What is one mindset shift you believe every agent needs early on, besides having grace for themselves?
So I would say, again, don't focus on being perfect and start focusing on being present. It's so important to go to trainings. It's so important to show up. Be present. You don't need flawless agents. You just need people that are humans who care at the end of the day. That's why, again, you have mentors that can help you and guide you, in the business and do all the technical stuff. And I just say, consistency and commitment lead to results. So
Mhm.
just stop focusing on being perfect and having to know everything and just be present.
Being present, yes. And we have a question here in the chat. Eugene asks, how does your day-to-day look like building a business part-time outside of a day job?
Good question. Yeah, so starts early. So I'm a gym person, so I need to like go to the gym. I need to kind of, you have to focus on your health and well-being too, right?
Mhm.
So a typical day is I'm at work and I'm doing text messages during work time. This is like a Monday through Friday thing, but if it's on the weekend, I'm trying to set my week up already, with appointments. But attending trainings, like just pushing myself. Like Tuesdays, we have trainings in Millbrae, so I literally go from work, come home real quick, try to make my kids something to eat, and head out to Millbrae. Otherwise, it's evening appointments. I do my evening appointments. I do work from home 2 days a week, so I tend to get some appointments during the day there,
Okay.
on my lunchtime. Just utilizing all my time, as well as weekends. Like, I'll have morning appointments, evening appointments. It's kind of like when the client's available, I have to make time for that. And then phone time, in the evenings, making phone calls, setting aside at least an hour or two of my day each day to do my business, whether that be phone calls, texting, appointments, social media posts,
Mhm.
because that takes time too, creating, getting marketing. Marketing takes time.
Mhm.
So it's definitely you have to be like I have a calendar. So I have to everything's in my calendar, right?
Mhm.
Time management,
Yeah.
juggling, multitasking. Yes. That's not even, having to deal with, my kid stuff, right? So it's like, yeah, definitely juggling tasks for
Juggling
sure.
tasks.
But I
Powerhouse
could
over
say it's
here.
doable because I do have to share that 2 years ago, I was working at Kaiser and I also was working at urgent care in the evening. Okay. This is
Wow.
before like I went full force, like I'm doing this. So I was working two jobs, doing appointments on the days off. It was a lot, right? So I said, you know what? I got to make a vow to myself. I got to push myself. So I'm going to quit the urgent care and I just got to make a vow to myself that I'm going to replace that income every single month. And since I really did, I made that vow to myself. I've done that every month.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So I did your mind is your worst enemy, but you can also train it to like be your best, right? So you just have to get your mindset. Your mindset has to be right. You have to
Mm,
get there and just keep on going. Like there's no stopping. And it's okay if you fail one day. Just wake up the next day, you have a new beginning. That's God's grace that, God willing, we have another day to make it right. So
amen.
yeah. So that I was really proud of myself for that little
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Valdez is on the line. He wanted to compliment you. He said, huge respect to your work ethic, Veronica. I was trying to tone in Mark's voice.
Yeah.
And then he had also asked, how do you protect yourself from burnout?
Good question. So working out is a
Mhm.
big one. I can tell like when I don't work out, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go to the gym. Like, also, don't get me wrong, I'll go out and have like dinner, with girlfriends, on walks, vacations.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's been something I'm like, I'm going on vacation at least once a year. Like that's a must. Because otherwise I will definitely get burnt out.
Mm,
I love to be by the beach. I feel like it's so calming and it does so much for me. It grounds me. So even if it's just like going to the beach over here, even though, it's not like the most beautiful beach, but still it does something. But just taking time out for myself, as well, just listening to music, worship, prayer. Yeah. Thank you.
nice, nice. So I have a few more questions for you as we still do have time. Um,
Okay.
when did you realize you were stepping into a leadership role even before you felt you were ready?
Ooh. So, well, I'm a leader at my house with my kids already. So I'm like, ready or not, like my daughter came and I was like, okay, I'm a leader already. It's just a different type of leader. But yeah, I would say, as soon as I started getting like agents under me, you just feel like that you feel that duty to be there for them. Like I'm meant for that. I have to be there for my agents. I do not want them to fail. I want
Mm,
them to succeed. So I feel like that's my due diligence. So I would say like probably like again 3 years ago when I was like all in for the business, I was like, I'm really gonna start building an agency. But yeah, I mean, ever since then, I mean, hopefully my agents will say I've been there for them. I hope I'm a good leader. I'm still learning.
Oh,
It's always, always learning and always become better. Always things I can work on. But that's the beauty of it. You just keep on working at it and yeah, hopefully become the best leader that I can be.
nice.
I have a question, follow-up question with that. So, Veronica, so you have agents under you. What is your leadership style?
Leadership style.
Uh-huh.
So that's a good one. So before I was like, I don't want to be pushy. Like I want to be the kind of like, I don't want to push them. I feel bad. But I would say just recently in the last like 6 months to a year, I was like, okay, I do got to kind of be a little bit more like, on them, I guess, right? And
Mhm.
it's been good in that sense because it actually has pushed them past their fears and really started to reach out to others and really get appointments going. I mean, one of my agents on the line, Fabi, I mean, she's doing amazing. I'm so proud of her.
I know. Congratulations. I saw that too.
Yes. I
Okay,
mean,
rising
she
star.
has grown so much. I mean, it's just like day and night. I'm like, that's right. I'm so proud. And so, like, she's even doing like a couple appointments on her own now. I mean, I'm with her, but we've had so many appointments. I'm like, it's time for you to try. And I'm here and I got your back and I'll step in when I need to. But she's doing great. So, yes, I'm so proud of her.
Isn't she also a medical student, doctor? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, that girl is in
she's a doctor,
chiropractic
right?
school to
There
become a
you go.
doctor.
Yeah,
Oh.
I saw the neck cracking on IG. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
need that. I need that. See you next time.
Me too. I need that.
Yeah, talk about busy. Yeah, she has 6 kids. She's becoming a doctor. She totally believes
What?
in the business. Like, yes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
busy
Super
people get things
inspiring.
done for sure. But yeah,
Ooh.
so I want to see. I want to see. We're gonna hit acquisition this year, and that's one of our goals. So I'm like pushing, 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 as well as myself,
Mhm.
but my agents as well.
Nice.
So, and we got to do what it takes. I'll go out there in the community with them. We'll go to networking events. We'll hold due tables. We'll go to businesses. Let's do
I
it.
love that.
Let's
I
do
love
Yeah.
that.
it. We have
So,
another. Oh, go ahead.
oh, good. Yeah.
We have another question here. It sounds like,
Ooh, look at the
there we
questions.
go.
They're
It's popping
going.
off.
Sorry, let me get some
Yes.
tea.
Thank you,
It
guys.
sounds like a lot of changes once you made the decision to go all in. What
Mhm.
pushed you to finally make that decision?
I pictured myself 5 years from now, and I
Mhm.
said, what is that going to look like?
Mhm.
We are on this 5-year run. And I really had to like dig deep down inside, right? There were things, this actually, I went to a Tony Robbins conference, to be honest, last year. I think it was September. But that was like, wow, transforming, life changing. Like I had to let go of so much in my life that was holding me back, including like people.
Mhm.
And so I did that. And yeah, I'm like totally in a different space now. And I feel like that I was already all in, but this is like now I'm like really just in a different mindset. And in 5 years from now, like I'm proclaiming it. I will be able to leave my Kaiser job and hopefully 100%, but if not, at least 20 hours, right? So that's my goal to have more time. I want to take more family vacations, create more memories with my kids, with my parents, while they're still here. I was able to take my parents to my daughter's wedding in Mexico last year. And mind you, they only live on Social Security, so money was not there for them. But I can tell you this business has allowed me to take them, and my dad had like the best time of his life. And I'm just like, I need to keep doing that for him because I owe him so much. He's like my hero. And so yeah, that's one of my goals too, is to be able to take him on more vacations.
Aw.
So yeah, where do I want to be?
I know you shared a story about, your daughter getting married and you're able to do that for your family.
Yeah.
You
And
found
if it wasn't for this business, to be honest with you, it wouldn't happen. Kaiser allows me to pay my bills, but it does not allow me a lifestyle.
yeah,
You
just
know.
thinking about that makes me tear up. That's like such a beautiful
Mhm.
story. We
Yeah.
do have another question here from Lance, all the way in Florida. Do you feel like the mom mindset, let me read this. Do you feel like the mom mindset that can't and won't ever be gone plays into how you run your teams?
Probably. Yeah. Always on them, always pushing, always congratulating, always rewarding. But then again, being like, hey, on top of them too. I would think so. Yeah, I mean, as a female and as a mom, like I think I think we have that already like in us just to push, continue to push. I feel like that's what I do with my kids too. Like I'm pushing them to be their best. It's like you're not going to settle for less. You need to be better than me. That's always what I tell them. You need to be better than me.
Mhm.
So
Ooh,
if you're being better than me, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Well, it seems like if with your daughter, who's the nurse, who's like, I need your business cards. I'm going to tell my friends. I'm going to tell them who the plug is. Okay.
Yeah, because they always talk about like 401ks. My daughter's like, no. She's like, I need to tell you about that. They're like, maximize your 401k. It's just so funny. So she's like, no, mom, you need to talk to them. You need to talk to them. I'm like, okay.
That's cute. That's
Yeah,
cute.
it's cute.
I love
It's
that.
cute. I just love it that she like really believes in me now. I mean, it's just great to see because, seeing her before and seeing her now, it's like, yeah, it's like a 360.
Such an
Wow.
inspiration, I
Yeah,
bet, for her.
definitely.
And, for your teams and seeing how that little push for, even with your teams and you're seeing your agents win, that's huge.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
we
And
will.
this segues into my next question. If you could leave our audience with one message about the role insurance professionals play in families' lives, what would it be?
So I would say that we are guardians of peace. We help families preserve stability when life gets unpredictable, and it's mission over commission at the end of the
One
day.
more time. Mission over commission. I like that one.
Yes.
I like that.
Like I go in and I don't even care what I get on commission, honestly. Like I go in to serve the family and provide with integrity what's going to be best for them. So at the end of the day, it's mission over commission.
You have a compliment here from Fabiola. She goes, Veronica believed in me when I didn't believe in me. She is like my older sister or mom. LOL.
Oh, you make me cry. I know.
Mark said
Yeah.
fire, Mary
Oh,
heart.
yeah.
So I'm going to share here on the group chat Veronica's contact information. It is by QR code. You can definitely reach out to her. But Veronica, thank you for sharing your heart, your story, and your grounded perspective with us tonight. I really I see such a great leader, and I've seen you transition from having two jobs to doing the insurance. So I'm a big
Yeah.
believer in this myself, and you give me a lot of hope and a lot of faith to continue to do this and build that momentum and have faith in myself. Your work is such a powerful reminder that that protection is not about fear. It's really about love, responsibility, care, and compassion. And for everyone who tuned in this evening, of course, if this conversation resonated with you, Veronica's approach is rooted in education, empowerment, and
Mhm.
integrity. You know, sure, we're
Absolutely.
in a sales job, but educating is the first step. And like she said, mission over commission.
I
That's
love
right.
that. Yes. And you can connect with Veronica and learn more about her work through the QR code shared in the chat. Stay connected with us because these are the conversations that matter. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with another woman or man who needs encouragement to lead with purpose and confidence. And don't forget to join us for our next Women of Insurance live event. It's in 2 weeks.
And we for the next event, we actually I'm going to put it in our chat right now the flyer with a QR code to join and a little bit bio of her. But we have a US Army veteran. She's also a Reiki practitioner and with a dual master's degree in cybersecurity and a master's in integrative health. She bridges structure with mindfulness and compassion to help clients release trapped emotions that create stress or energetic imbalance. Using the emotion code and nonviolent communication, she helps others enrich their lives with greater clarity, cultivate compassion, inner peace, and create deeper connections with themselves. She's currently on this incredible 6-day sacred retreat that's happening. Well, she's not there yet, but it's happening February 9th to the 14th, and it's held in Malacatos, Ecuador. So I can't wait for her to share her insight and her firsthand experience. So for those of you who want to walk in Veronica's shoes to come out with more empathy, I think the first thing we need to do is make sure that we are emotionally grounded ourselves to hold that space for other people. We can't really hold space emotionally if our cup is half empty or empty, right? But other than that, I am Ezra.
And I am Tiffany.
And this is Women
of Insurance.
Where women lead, protect, build, and rise together. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for the
Appreciate
question.
you guys.
And I will be sharing this on our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
If you want to share it with other people, feel free to do so. Sharing is caring.
Yes.
You guys have a great
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you so much, Veronica.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Drive
Bye.
safe.